K-pop Demon Hunters returns to #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. Plus, Doja Cat, Young Thug, Mariah Carey, Olivia Dean, and P1 Harmony debut in the top 10. The K-pop Demon Hunters soundtrack returns to #1 on the Billboard 200 albums chart, dated October 11th, slaying its second week atop the list, with 102,000 equivalent album units earned, down 2% in the United States in the week ending October 2nd, according to Luminate. The companion set to the smash Netflix animated film first reached #1 on the September 20th dated list and has been locked inside the top 2 for the last 10 weeks in a row. 5 albums debut inside the top 10 of the latest Billboard 200, led by Doja Cat's V at #4. Also arriving in the region, Young Thug's UY Scooty at #6, Mariah Carey's Here For It All at #7, Olivia Dean's The Art of Loving at #8, and P1 Harmony's EYOX at #9. The 5 debuts in the top 10 are the most since the July 26 chart, when there were also 5 debuts. The Billboard 200 chart ranks the most popular albums of the week in the U.S. based on multi-metric consumption as measured in equivalent album units, compiled by Luminate. Units comprise album sales, track equivalent albums, TEA, and streaming equivalent albums, SEA. Each unit equals 1 album sale or 10 individual tracks sold from an album, or 3,750 ad-supported or 1,250 paid or subscription on-demand official audio and video streams generated by songs from an album. The new October 11, 2025 dated chart will be posted in full on Billboard's website on October 7th. For all chart news, follow @Billboard and @Billboard Charts on both X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. Of K-pop Demon Hunters' 102,000 equivalent album units earned in the latest tracking week, SEA units comprise 84,000, down 9%, equaling 117.48 million on-demand official streams of the set's tracks, and it holds at #2 on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 16,000, up 56%, it rises 7-4 on top album sales, and TEA units comprise 2,000, down 13%. Morgan Wallen's chart-topping I'm the Problem rises 3-2 on the Billboard 200, 88,000 equivalent album units earned, down 2%, and Cardi B's Am I the Drama falls 1-3 in its second week, 83,000, down 58%. Doja Cat captures her 4th top 10 album on the Billboard 200 as her latest studio project, V, debuts at #4 with 57,000 equivalent album units. Of that sum, SEA units comprise 31,000, equaling 40.62 million on-demand official streams of the set songs, and it holds at #10 on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 26,000, her best sales week ever, and it debuts at #3 on top album sales. TEA units comprise a negligible sum. The set's first week sales were aided by the availability across 8 vinyl variants, 1 signed, 2 CD editions, 1 signed, a deluxe CD box set containing a signed CD and a branded T-shirt, standard and deluxe iTunes download editions, and a cassette. V was issued preceded by the Billboard Hot 100 hit Jealous Type, which debuted and peaked at #28 on the September 6th dated chart. Sabrina Carpenter's former #1 Man's Best Friend falls 4-5 with 57,000 equivalent album units, down 18%. Young Thug logs his 9th top 10 album on the Billboard 200 as UY Scooty starts at #6 with 52,000 equivalent album units earned. Of that sum, SEA units comprise 39,000, equaling 54.3 million on-demand official streams of the songs on the album, and it debuts at #5 on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 13,000, it debuts at #6 on top album sales. TEA units comprise a negligible sum. UY Scooty was issued in a range of iterations, an 8-song widely available download edition, 12-track CD and vinyl variations. All of the physical versions were exclusively sold in the artist's official web store, and 2 widely available download and streaming versions with 20 and 21 tracks respectively. During release week, there were 5 additional digital versions that dropped that added assorted bonus material. The artist also had a range of deluxe box sets that contained a copy of the CD and branded clothing. UY Scooty was preceded by the Hot 100 hit Money on Money, featuring Future, which debuted and peaked at #39 on the May 10th chart. Mariah Carey achieves her 19th top 10 album on the Billboard 200 as her latest studio project, Here for It All, debuts at number 7. Carey becomes only the third woman with at least one new top 10 albums in the 1990s, 2000s, 10s, and 20s, following Madonna and Shania Twain. Here for It All launches with 47,000 equivalent album units earned in its first week. Of that sum, album sales comprise a little more than 39,000. It debuts at number 1 on top album sales. SEA units comprise slightly more than 7,000, equaling 9.53 million on-demand official streams of the set songs, and TEA units comprise less than 1,000. The album's first week sales were bolstered by its availability across 4 CD variants, 1 signed, 4 vinyl editions, 1 signed, 2 cassettes, and a deluxe digital download album with a bonus track. Here for It All was preceded by the single Type Dangerous, which reached number 95 on the Hot 100, marking Carey's 50th entry, and number 25 on Hot R&B and Hip-Hop songs. Further, with a 19th top 10 album on the Billboard 200, Carey solely has the third most top 10s among women in the history of the chart, since it began publishing on a regular, weekly basis in 1956. She was previously tied with Taylor Swift with 18. Ahead of them among women are only Barbra Streisand and Madonna.